before all the divisions started, Africa was a supercontinent. At the gate, the ice wall was close to Mozambique and South Africa and also Australia, according to the ancient map, which suggests that Africa was a supercontinent before everything began to sever tie with Africa. But I call it Africa. They began to, lead their children to their destination. Let's see here. With this map, if you see, this was Africa. This was Africa. I know when I discovered this map, they positioned this map this way. They had to position this map this way, not the way it is now. They positioned it this way. That's how they positioned the map, which is invalid. The way they position it, so that the reason why they positioned it that way, so that here that is called the Africa, here that is Africa, this must face ground. This must be here and the north up. Because this Egypt, they want it, the north, the so-called north must be up, which is invalid. North cannot be up. Because you cannot build a foundation of any construction or the foundation of any project from the up. You build it from ground, and the reflection of it comes side by side. The reflection of the foundation comes side by side. So how can north be up instead of north being side and south being on this side? They created north to be up. So when they place this map this way, this suggests that it is invalid position of the map. Even though the Pangi map, they reintroduced it, but they place it upside down. Now let's bring this map to its original position. This is the original position of this map. Do you now see the two poles? Which now, even though this map is supposed to be a little bit more of this way, but I will not be able to turn it more of this way. But now, look at the South Africa now is in the north. If you place the map correctly, look at South Africa now is in the north. Egypt now is almost facing the south. It's almost facing the south. Now, this was Antarctica. You see Antarctica, where it was. But now Antarctica is more of this side. But this is where it was. Did you see Antarctica? Where it was. Close to Mozambique. Close to Mozambique. Madagascar is here. Close to Madagascar and Mozambique, we are close to each other. Look at them. So there is a gate within this area. That's why all these Anunnakis, when they came down, they arrived here. They came through the gate that is within here. They arrived here. And that's why, let's see, Adam's calendar. Before I show you that our planet, every other planet that exists in our solar system is within the planet Earth. It is just the end of planet Earth, it continues. I'm going to show you the evidence. Let's find the Adam's calendar, the original Adam's calendar. The original Adam's calendar. It was discovered in South Africa. I know that there has been many things that is shown to people as Adam's calendar, which is actually they're trying to depict this thing. They're trying to depict this, but this is the original Adam's calendar. On the ground. Because today they are showing us in a stone, in a tablet, but this is the original Adam's calendar. Discovered in South Africa. Because South Africa holds information about creation. Even I believe that It is undermined because it is in Africa. Here, look at it. This is what Adam was using to calculate the months, the lunar. But they wouldn't tell us. Mainstream will not show us this. They won't. How can they come from Africa? That's the problem. Now, this is a device. You see this device? This is a device that shows us. This device recognizes 5 planets, though. It is called Antikythera. It is a Greek language. This discovering of this device shows that 365 is error in calculating our year. If we decide to go into this device, you see something like this. Now the front of this device is this. I will show you that every planet we are looking at is here. And I'm going to show you in the wave conjugation and in our Milky Way. I labeled our Milky Way and posted it. People are very super confused about it, but let's make it clear. Let us look at this. This is our planet. This is our galaxy setup, the way our galaxy is set up. You know, when we look at the Milky Way, we saw wave conjugation. Wave conjugation within our Milky Way. Wave conjugation, which suggests that first in the middle is planet Earth. It is not the sun, and I've been saying it, and the planet Earth is stationary. It does not move. Now, wave conjugation, the end of it within the ice wall extend to another planet. Within their walls, it extends to another planet. That's what we see here. Let's actually bring Milky Way. Let's use this. This is what is called the Milky Way galaxy, where you only see the waves. You cannot see exactly what it is. Look at the waves. You see the center, they place the sun in the center because they want us to believe that the Earth is orbiting around the sun, just as every other planet, that they are orbiting around the sun, which is invalid. It is not true. Earth is supposed to be where the sun is. Earth is in the middle. Earth creates the equanimity between every other planet. It is Earth that is in the middle of every other planet. Look at this. Now, it says that now from here, they call it sun. They said the third planet is the Earth. That's what they call it. And as you see these waves, it moves this way. Now, compare it to this, what you see here. This is Earth. This is Earth. This is the dome of the Earth. The dome of the Earth. I want you to actually look for what is called the dome of the Earth. Or the dome. What is the meaning of the dome? You see that it is something that you cannot go through. This is the dome, the firmament of the Earth. You cannot go through it. Let me bring this thing. Let me show you the explanation of this. Let's bring it, the PDF. There is somebody that is always here. His name, her name, I don't know if it's she or he, is it Molemo? Someone like Molemo. You know, he or she said that I don't show my source. That I always talk about these things, that I don't display my source, or because we are here to put out the information, all these lies that we've been told, because these lies is actually setting us back. Even in our development, it's setting us back in our development. Let's go here again. Let's go here. This is what we are talking about. This is the back of it. This is the back of it. Did you see? Now, let's read what it says. This is someone else's work. I don't want to actually show it a lot because I might not have the right to use it. But this is ancient mechanism that was discovered. It is ancient mechanism. Let me not go through those mechanism, but I'm not going to read it out for you, but let me go straight to the point. Some of this mechanism was damaged when it was discovered. So, you see, the reason why I always tell you that there is something about our wall clock that tells us a bit about our planet, even though our wall clock today, the one we have today, is built according to how these people actually perceive the planet to be. Even though they lied, sometimes you find out they don't even know. You know, we give too much credit to these people. You find out they don't even know. So if we look at this, this is more like our planet system. More like our planet system. All of them are next to each other. All of them are next to each other. Let's continue. This is the planet Earth in the middle. Let's continue to move. There is something particularly I want to show you. Yes. This is what I want to show you. And let's read what is written beneath it. Let's read. I want us to read this so that we will understand exactly what I'm talking about the dome. It says, Fig 7, computer model of the cosmos display in the center, the dome of Earth. Let's show you the dome of Earth. In the center, the dome of Earth. It says, the dome of Earth. Now, I want you to check what is the meaning of the dome of Earth. Check the dome of Earth. Even though the search engine is biased, they will tell you that people believe there is a dome of Earth, and apparently it is firmament. The dome of Earth. This suggests that nobody can pull out of this firmament. Nobody can pull out of this firmament. Let's continue to read so that we will find other stuff that might make sense. Okay, let's start again. Computer model of the cosmos display in the center. This is the origin of mechanics. The origin of mechanics is this. Antikythera, that is this. So, in the computer model of the cosmos display, in the center, the dome of the Earth, the face of the moon, the dome of the Earth, the face of the moon, and its position in the zodiac, then the rings for Mercury, Venus, through sun, so there is fake sun, that there is two suns, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and date, with little sphere, markers and smaller markers for the opposition. Let's see if we can see the little sphere here. Isn't it? The little sphere is this. Look at it. That's when I said that the Earth does not move, that the sun and the moon is the one moving, powered by electricity that is moving the sun and the moon. That's why they use the moon to calculate months of the year. Even reading the book of the Sumerian tablet or the Epic of Gilgamesh, you will understand that these Anunnakis, they use the moon to calculate the days, because the days of Nibiru is not the same as the days of Earth. They use the moon to calculate the months and the days that they rested even on the seventh day. So the sphere they talk about is this. Look at it. There is white here, there is dark here. Let's go back to the reading and see what it talks about the sphere, the little sphere. It says, the face of the moon and its position in the zodiac, then rings for Mercury, Venus, through Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the date with little sphere, markers and smaller markers for oppositions. Did you see that? Scale marks and the index letter for the synodic cycles of the planet are inscribed on the planet rings. Surrounding these, the zodiac and the Egyptian calendar. The true sun ring has a little golden sphere with pointer. Let's check the little golden sphere with pointer. The true sun. You see the true sun? Isn't it? The true sun. They claim the sun is in the middle. Look at the true sun, where it is. Little golden sphere with the pointer. And they show you the signs that represent the sun. This is it, with the pointer. So this sun is the one, that means all these things are within and closer to the ice wall. That's where the sun is. Now let's continue to read. Little golden sphere, which is the sun, with pointer, as described in BCI 9. When the moon and the sun pointers coincide, the moon's sphere shows black for the new moon. When the pointers are on the opposite sides, the moon's sphere shows white for the full moon. The head of the dragon hand shows the ascending lunar nodes. Let's see the head of the dragon. This is the head of the dragon. This is the tail of the dragon, right? This is the head of the dragon. Because that's the only thing that looks like the head of the dragon. Here. The head of the dragon is this one. Now let's go back and read that again. The true sun ring has a little golden sphere, we saw it, with pointer as described in BCI 9. Of course, there are some, I read some of these, they are up, but because of time. When the moon and the sun pointers coincide, the moon sphere shows black for the new moon. When the pointers are on the opposite sides, the moon sphere shows white for the full moon. The head of the dragon hand shows the ascending lunar nodes. The tail, which is the tail of the dragon, the descending nodes shows the descending nodes. Small triangle on the true sun rings. Let's check the small triangle. This is probably the small triangle, or did I make mistake? Probably this is the head of the dragon and this is the small triangle. Maybe I miscalculated. This is the small triangle, right? And this should be the head of the dragon. So let's go back to the reading. The head of the dragon's hand shows the ascending lunar node. The tail the descending nodes. Small triangle on the sun ring. Okay, not that one. I was right. The small triangle on the sun ring is this. Is this one, because this is the sun ring. The small triangle on the sun ring. Now I'm going back to it. Where are we? The small triangle on the sun ring near the pointer shows wider and narrow eclipse and the narrow eclipse limit. Eclipses are possible if the dragon hand is within this limit. When the moon pointer is before the head of the dragon, the moon is south of the node. After, it is north of the node. Conversely, for the descending node, a date pointer is attached to a narrow date ring, showing the date in the Egyptian calendar. So, this is exactly how our clock was actually manufactured. That's why I know, and I've been saying it, that our clock holds a secret of our universe. Our clock settings beneath that mechanism, you will see it has a secret, things about our planet system. That shows us that these things are not moving. There is a tiny little thing which I told you in your clock. Tiny little thing that is moving all these things. Moving the sun, moving the moon, see other planets, see them. Now let me show you something. Let's see something here. Let me see if I brought it back. Just one moment. Let me show you something they've been showing you. Maybe you might have come across it on TikTok. Because I don't know why people show that, but they are not saying anything with regards to what it represents. You show a video of they just recognize flat plane. When they're showing those videos, they recognize flat plane without recognizing the Earth and the other planet within it. I am going to show you in a kind of physical way and in theory. One moment. If we look at this, you must have seen something like this on TikTok. If not this, you must have seen this. You must have seen this, maybe the one that is wider than this. This is not the complete planet. You must have seen it. This becomes the Earth. This area, another planet, another planet, another planet. So it continued to extend, just like I have shown you here. Just like you have seen here. You must have seen the video on TikTok, but you might not know what it means. Where they say the Earth and they show you all these things, but you are not being told exactly what that means. But I am telling you what that means for free. That simply means our planet and the other planet within it. Every planet is within our planet. It's just distance. Distance is what is stopping it. Is actually what is stopping you from seeing them, because you don't need to see. It is flat plane. All of them. Look at them. Sometimes they tell you they use microscope. You ask them which microscope they use and where are they looking. Look at them. This is planet Earth in the middle. Now when we go to our Milky Way galaxy, they tell you that it is the sun in the middle. Lies. Look at what it represents. This is what it represents. This is our planet Earth in the middle. And it continued to extend. The other planets continue to extend because it has no beginning, it has no end. Even Nibiru, where the Anunnaki comes from, it is within this place. They are not out of it. It is within this place. If you get this the complete image of this, you will find how, you will even find Nibiru on it. Because it is just everything is interconnected to each other, intertwined. Everything is all around each other. No wonder there is the route they show the flight is flying. Why do you think that the route GPS or the compass route for the flight takes them from all the ways instead of flying straight to where they are going? Because the earth is a flat plane. The earth is a flat plane. Considering, of course, there are layers because of mountain, but looking at it from higher up, it's a flat plane. Look at this. Look at this. Is there any difference from this and the Milky Way galaxy? Does it have any difference? The answer is no. This is the same as our Milky Way. The waves you see, just that these waves you see is just clear. It is clear. And all these things we see around it is water. It is actually the ocean, because within this earth, it is surrounded by ocean. Earth is like an island. It is surrounded by ocean. It's like island. Then another ocean divided us with another planet. You find ocean dividing it to another planet. You find ocean dividing it to another planet. That's why when you look at the Milky Way, they see the movement of the waters, and they will think the earth is moving because they have eyes they cannot see. The movement of the water, the oceans, that is earth is surrounded by, is what is moving. They tell you it is the earth moving. Earth is stationary. The sun and the moon, they are the ones moving. Just like we see in our Antikythera. Just like we see here, all these hands are moving, but it is not this body of the clock. Like I said before, the tiny little pin in your clock moves, not the body, not the clock. The tiny little pin. The glass that is covering your clock represents the firmament. The glass that covers your clock represents the firmament. That's exactly what it is. This is our firmament, the dome. It is called the dome. The dome. Therefore, there is nothing that can penetrate out of this. Nothing moves away from this. So, those NASA and all these people should tell you how they assess other planets, which they claim that they move out of the firmament in order to get to. It is a lie. I used to think maybe they have technology that, crack through these things. But when I discovered that it is a dome, that's which probably is where this Iron Dome, the name Iron Dome is discovered. Because Iron Dome, what does Iron Dome does? Iron Dome, which is Israel air defense system, is called Iron Dome. Think about it in that perspective. Israel air defense system is Iron Dome. It does not allow anything to penetrate. It actually, bounce back. It blocks any missile from penetrating. So it is just like a rock hitting a rock and bouncing back. So the dome of the earth, which is written in what I showed you, the dome of the earth, it is written here from what I showed you here. Look at it, the dome of the earth. It says, in the center, the dome of the earth, the phase of the moon, and its position in the zodiac, the rings for Mercury, Venus, true Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the date. Those are to show you that every planet is within. Look at those planets. Look at them. You see they are on their line. After Earth, after the Earth line, you see probably this should be Venus or Mars, because they are the ones closer. Look at this. If the one planet, second planet on another line, third one on another line, they are not in the same line. And this one, let's count it because they recognize 5 here. The device recognizes 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are the planets. Then if you want to make it clear, you find it here. You find it here. That's the way it is. That's make up our planet. In the reality, that is the way it is. Earth, after Earth, then probably you'll find Mars or Venus. It's either that this is Mars or Venus because they are closer. That's why they are going to Mars often. They go to Mars often. Marduk, the part of the Anunnaki, was actually banished to Mars. Banished to Mars. And the same Marduk generation came and started stealing earthling, the women, and making children, which created different race that we find today. Different race that we find today. So, our planet Earth, the next one, the next one, the next one, and continue, so on and so forth. This is not complete. This is not complete. It is not. I wish I brought the one that is complete, that is beyond the ice wall. So, everything we were told, it's all a lie. The planet is not up there. Those are next to us, and there are gates to access them. But some of these planets, they are far from each other. Very, very far from each other. That's why Mars is accessible. Mars is accessible. Mars is accessible because Marduk lives in Mars. Marduk lives in Mars. The Igigi tribe lives in Mars, where they are fighting their wars. If they haven't destroyed Mars, maybe they are on Earth. Maybe they are the ones that is being protected in Antarctica. Because I believe, because they like wars. They fight wars in order to choose a leader, to choose a king. They continue to fight wars. They are the Nephilims. So maybe they destroyed their planet, came into Earth, and they are being protected somewhere within the ice walls, the north and the south. That's why you see even here, it shows that, okay, even here it shows you this suggests that there is a gate here and there is a gate here. That's what it suggests. Opening from the ice wall suggests there is a gate here, there is a tiny little gate here to get to other planets, and that's how they are assessing our planet. I just zoomed to see this, but I have seen, even in our atlas, they created something that suggests where the gate is, but you will not know that it is the gate. Within the line of the equator, within the line of the poles, there is a gate. Within the lines of the pole, the north and the south, there is a gate from the ocean. To exit Earth. not through the dome of earth, not through the firmament. They don't exit through the firmament, they exit through the gate to go to wherever they want to go. The moon, if they ever been to the moon is within our walls. The moon is within our walls. If the moon travel, because according to their information, they said the moon travel more than 3,000. Is it 3,800 kilometer per hour? So you ask yourself, 3,800 kilometer per hour, or more than 3,000 kilometer per hour. So how do they stop the moon to jump in? Is there anything they have that stops the moon before they jump in? It doesn't make sense. I am not doubting that they haven't been to the moon, because if there is a place that is more accessible to them, should be the moon. Because looks like the moon is within, not outside the dome. It's within the dome. Let's see. Let's confirm it. Let's confirm it. The sun rises. The sun rises. This is the sun. So the sun is a kind of outside the dome. Outside the dome. The sun is outside the dome. So let's find out which one is the moon. Let's go back and find out which one is the moon, whether it is within the firmament or outside the firmament. Because you know what the reason why they tell you the earth is moving, they say that the earth moves. That's why we have different seasons. We have different seasons. You ask them, what difference does it make that the earth is moving? If earth moves to the north, or the north moves to the south and the south moves to the north, what difference does it make? Because it moves with its own weather. It moves with its own poles. It does not mean that it moves here and it brings you back there. Definitely, it is the ocean that moves within it. Probably the ocean is the one that is bringing all this weather. The movement of the ocean changes the weather pattern. So let me try to understand this thing properly. Let's try to understand it better. Let's read that thing again. He say, you can as well read, I believe you can see it. He say, computer model of the cosmos display. In the center, the dome of the earth, which is the firmament, the face of the moon. The dome of the earth, which is the firmament, and the face of the moon. So this is the moon, the dark part of the moon. So the moon is beneath the dome. The moon is beneath the dome. This is the dark part of the moon. This is the light part of the moon. Did you see it? It's beneath the firmament. So the moon is not outside the firmament. The sun is further away from us than the moon. So if they say they have technology that stops the moon for them to jump in, then we can have a conversation. That means the moon runs around the ice wall. The moon is close to the ice wall, but inside our world. It is not outside our world. This suggests that the sun is outside our world because the sun is quite harsh. It's quite harsh. That's where the sun is. So this sun covers this other planet, which is probably the Mars and Venus. because the sun line is here. This is the line of the sun here. This is the earth here. This is the ice, the earth. This is the walls of earth. Then another follows. So that means the moon is close to us. For them to go to the moon, they don't need to leave the firmament. It makes sense. So if they say they go to the moon, I can agree with them that they go to the moon. But where is the moon? Inside our planet, not outside our planet. Because if you make a research, you will find out that every planet have their own moon. Every planet have its own moon. So our moon is within us. I can agree, but what the question I asked them, if they say it travel more than 3,000 kilometers per hour, how did they stop it to jump in? That is my last question. I am asking them. How did they stop it? How did they manage to stop it in order to jump in? A very simple question. And then this is where we're going to leave it. This is what you see here is the origin of mechanics. Origin of mechanic is what you see here. Where everything called mechanics began. That is what you see here. It is called Antikythera. Antikythera. So guys, this is where we're going to leave it. We continue to bring it to you as we continue to discover more. Because it is time to unlearn. It is time to relearn. It is time for the truth. The time for revealing. We are in the era of information. We are heading to the age of Aquarius. Our world is coming to an end. But we must know. We must have information, enough of it, as we prepare for it. This is the time of revelation. The time of revelation. Every secret thing is going to come back to light. Every hidden things will come back to light. And the more we understand our universe, more we will understand the technology. More we will understand the technology, because every technology began with our universe. If we can understand perfectly our universe, we will be able to have our own technology, because everything has a balance. That's where mathematics comes in. But the kind of mathematics they teach us makes us more stupid most of the time. That's why we need to learn our own and introduce our own way of understanding. It has to change. And those people who initiated the ones we are using in our education curriculum, they never had two heads. It is one head that they have. So we must review and we must make a change. We are human beings and we are original. We are the darkness that existed before light, that light began to vilify. We need to actually, show light that it is insignificant without us. Light is insignificant without darkness. We need to show that. We need to wake up from our slumber and take over this world, which is the world that we've lived in before any other thing came in. Until we meet again. Bye-bye for now. Is there any comment? Any question before we go? Any question? Any comment? Any question? I can take your question if you have one. I guess no question. I guess no question. So this is how where we call it a day. This is where we call it a day, guys. Until we meet again. Bye for now.